had some gummy bears, a little bag of
Oh,
gummy bears. You know what I'm saying? It's my little movie play because me and Case went to the movies. It's really the kids that be getting me on sugar, man. It's my baby. Like she be wanting all that sugar, and I be like, all right. I just be like, all right, cool. I don't even thinking about it, but it does do something to your brain for sure. I
It's
definitely
always the kids' fault.
you
Little
gotta
Girl Scout came in the job
had
the other day,
some
pulled
gummy
on my
bears.
heartstrings. I had to spend $20.
It's my
Damn,
little
I gotta
movie.
get some cookies.
no, for real. Them Girl Scouts hit you. And then they said they had a shortage on them, so I had to go get me some
Hold up,
lemonade,
y'all.
boys.
So
Man, okay, man, with them French toast cookies, if I didn't smack
Bruh,
half a bag the other day,
man,
bruh. Shout out to the Girl Scouts, man. Shout out.
it's season. It's in season, bro.
Yeah,
Man,
they
but
said
they
they
said
had,
they had a shortage, man. You
they
gotta
said they had a
find them.
shortage, but they was there when you went back.
You know what? They
That's,
they
that's a
got
that's
me.
a marketing strategy, bro. That's a
Right,
marketing
they got
strategy.
me. I'm watching out of
Shortage.
walking out of HEB.
You
They
got
said
bomb now.
we have a shortage of the lemonade ones. I was like, that's my favorite ones. Give me 2 packs. Look, they got me.
More than I need
mhm.
right now. Nah, for sure. They definitely get
they
us.
they sitting there licking their thumb.
Yep. No, yeah.
Real talk. Hold up. Let me
With all this
They
digital.
had a shortage, but they was there when you went. All right. Boom, boom,
Oh,
boom, boom. Now that was me. I did that. All right. We're gonna put this on Facebook.
boy, people at church.
Don't matter. It's still gonna be on Facebook.
They're gonna be watching. They're gonna be watching this. They're gonna be watching this at church. That's what I'm talking about.
Somebody
Nah,
asked,
and do not watch this at church. Get your church.
somebody asked me, Carrie, if it's on. There's a site that's like YouTube, but I guess you pay for it.
It's not on there.
We
It was
pay for this.
Yeah, we pay for this.
The shirt money. We pay for the live streams.
But what you mean? What
I got to figure it out again. I know who it was that asked me because they said that a lot of people take their content away from YouTube if they got a strong following. If they content away from YouTube, it's the same thing. It's just like a subscription. That's all it is. But it's small change subscription. But if Netflix charge everybody $1, they still be millionaires, multi-billionaires. So
I'm
Nah,
down
but
to
they
switch it up. I just hadn't heard of anything else.
yeah,
like Fat Joe said, the price just went up on Netflix. Man, they say $19.99, right?
mm-hmm.
How much was it before?
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Man, when I first got Netflix, I'm one of the ones that paid for it. When I first got Netflix, it was like $6.
Man,
It's $20
and
now.
I ain't had it since it was $9.
So did you get grandfathered in? They still got you on the same price, or it changed?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Nah,
no,
that price
it's
go up.
When
everybody
they go
price.
up,
Yeah,
yesterday's price is not today's price.
It's like not today's price.
DeMarcus, why you say you one of the ones that pay for it? What you trying to imply by that statement, my brother? You don't think everybody pay for it?
no.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't never.
No, look, I'm one of the ones that. Can I say?
Don't pay for it.
Let me shut up. They go,
Somebody go change their account password on you.
yeah, they gonna change the password on you.
And then the bad part about it is for the person that actually paid for it that has it, people get on there and they get tired of you playing the movies that they want to play. So they create their own account. So
Yeah.
most time when you open up Netflix, they got like 2 or 3 different icons. Mine has like 7.
Right. No, it's like that. And then if they watching it, like I think Netflix put a limit on there now. Like if 3 people watching your Netflix, they'll shut you off. So I'll be mad if I'm watching something. I get shut. I'm like, why they pick me?
Right.
Why they didn't shut nobody else off?
People, why would you get on Netflix when you know I'm watching TV right now? What are you doing on your own profile?
What are you doing on your own profile?
Dude, that happened to me, you, and Nate, right? I kept getting kicked off when we
ESPN.
watching the football game. I was like, why I keep getting kicked off?
Yeah, ESPN app.
Somebody else on the same thing as you.
Really?
So y'all send that out, or y'all? What we
I didn't. Hold on.
Yeah.
we need to put this in the Discord too, huh?
We do.
How we do that? On the computer.
Just copy and paste it.
Yeah, me, you, and Nate, right? I kept getting kicked.
Terry keep playing stuff. I feel like I'm
That
hearing shit.
wasn't me that time.
Oh, that was the more.
Yeah, I was about to say that wasn't me that time.
I don't know how y'all do it. I click on it and then copy and paste. So that's why.
That's how I do it. That's how I do it. You know y'all good, and we get it cracking.
I be trying to keep up. I be trying. Lord, that's horrible. I'm trying to keep up with all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's another thing that's like Discord. It's text format, but it disappears after the conversation is ended. Kind of like Snapchat. Let's see
How about that? You talking about Snapchat?
See that the kids use it, but it has like a little monkey or something. I don't like it, the representation, but it has like a little monkey as the like the theme. You know what I'm talking about? No,
I ain't never heard that one.
Talking about a monkey on Snapchat. I don't know. I don't use Snapchat.
Is it an app?
yeah, it's an app. It's not Snapchat.
So you talking about a monkey on Snapchat? I don't use it.
Gotta figure out what it is.
I don't think
try
Discord.
to keep up with everything that they use because I go to their phones and it's like, what's this? And then you go in there, they having all this type of dialogues and conversations and stuff like that. Like, oh, okay, so y'all find another place to hide stuff.
That's good. That's good. Snapchat
Sound
probably
like a real dad. Oh, y'all done found another place to hide stuff. All right.
Snapchat probably be snitching, man. You never know. All these apps be.
Oh, ever since you taught me that, I tell the kids that too. They don't listen, but I tell the kids, I said, technology gonna snitch on you every time. You can't hide it.
You can't hide it.
I'll go into your deleted files and it'll still be there.
Really?
Deleted pictures, it'll still be there for a whole month.
I ain't
You deleted it.
Yeah, they say recently deleted. You can go look at pictures you deleted. I'm like, dang.
Oh, look at that. So we on Discord too. Look at that. We all over the place. We all over the globe. Hey.
Hey, DeMarcus.
Ain't no music playing.
DeMarcus.
Uh-huh.
I know we on the podcast, but you know the one to do the truck the dude say will pass the test. Mm-hmm. He texted us back. How that one looking? I think that might be a gym.
Yeah, I want to talk to Willie, but man, I'll be running all during the week and on the weekends when I catch up. But I want to talk to Willie about that today. See if I think that was in San Antonio.
Yeah, San Antonio.
Yeah, see if he'll take a ride out there with me because like I said, Willie said he could stand in the truck and rebuild the motor. Like I didn't know he knew all that. I was so blessed that we had that conversation. I was like, wait, and I know it can happen because when I used to work at Corners, we had a mechanic. And a truck broke down in Colorado, and he literally overhauled the whole motor right there on the side of the highway, and he drove the truck home. Like, so diesel motors are a whole lot different than gas. So,
yeah,
Uncle Willie's son.
Yeah, Uncle Willie's son.
But okay, bet. So, welcome back to the BLI podcast. It's your boy K Sloan here with the homies.
Jay Jones,
the Brain,
AG,
dropping the wisdom.
They call him Mr. Lit and Go. Call him Mr. Lit and Go.
That's me.
Remix. You need to remix the song.
That's me.
Remix that. How y'all brothers feeling today?
Man, wonderful. I'm off for a change, bro. Y'all see I'm available early in the morning. Not in the job today.
Yeah.
Already.
This is different. This is a different vibe. We are recording at 10:30 in the morning, which is not normal for us. Technically 10:18. So
black people never get it correct.
Yeah.
Why can't we not just say
what you mean?
10:18 in the morning.
Never. Like they estimate up or down. It's like, oh shit, it's about 20, it's 10:25. Like, bro,
you gotta get it closer to the 30. It's at 10. It's one of the two. See, 30 or 10. I'm not giving you.
But this is the first Sunday without football, so this is why I'm available. No,
that's a fact. That's a real fact. That's a real fact. For those of y'all that don't know, man, everybody on this call is avid football fans except for me. So I got
to the LA Rams.
I gotta constantly work around these fanatics. I'm a fan, but I'm just a very relaxed fan. These brothers.
You're a Bear fan.
Exactly.
You're a Bear fan.
I'm used. That's what I'm saying. I'm used to losing, so it's like I just know how Sunday is normally gonna go. So I'm not even tripping. Like I'll be like, I just check the ticker. I catch the highlights. A little bit.
Man, I forgot that Khalil Mack was still playing because he went to Chicago.
Yeah, I got a jersey.
You don't even get talked about anymore. I'm like,
is he not always hurt?
Yeah, I think he fakes hurt. I think he just trying to make sure he
I
collects.
would too if I had that
I
situation
got
out
my
there.
money and I was gone.
He's trying to make sure that he's healthy at the end of this deal. So I think that's what
Yeah.
we're here.
Mhm.
So, but man, talking about health and wealth, man, let's go ahead and get it cracking and popping because we want to be able to add as much value as possible. As y'all know, all of our audience has been consistently following us, man. We are the #1 apprenticeship mentorship for mindset development, career ascension, helping people develop into their careers, young people, older people, all people, and then going into leadership skills. We want to be able to develop leadership in all people. We do have a mentorship program that we have jump started. We're looking for young people and older people, people that want to be able to level up and take their life to the next level. If you want to tap in with us, tap in, drop us an email, starsandarms@gmail.com. That is the email you can email. And then we also put information in the description box. So be alert for that. And then also we got different things going on individually. We all work as partnerships. So Nate G, you want to tell them a little bit about Prosperous Peoples?
Man, Prosperous Peoples is one of the new and upcoming mental health nonprofits here in the Houston area with plans to move nationwide ultimately. Growth is a little slow right now in the moment as we going through some things, building programs, and shout out to my wife. She's getting her LPC, and that's going to really kickstart us into the real mental health field of things. But right now, just out here helping the community, trying to see people grow, people be prosperous, right?
Facts, facts. And then Mr. Lipton Go Express. Let's hear about that. What we got going with that right now?
We got a logistics company where trying to get smaller trucks and get into the logistics business, help get stuff moving. In America, we have a shortage in that, so it helps to get stuff moving so that we can allocate funds into different areas. And also, we have what we call filling the gap. It's a vending machine business. You'd be surprised how many people like snacks, but we just trying to help out. So.
Yeah, we're trying to help out. Don't eat too much sugar though.
Too much of that sugar. We already know what that's gonna do. Man, so kind of pivoting a little bit. We told y'all a little bit about what we got going on. Also, I did not add this. The book is completed, so I have completed the book. Blessed to have received an offer from. It's a success guide for student athletes trying to transition from being in formal education, high school type age kids to college. Just from survival guide of stuff that I wish I knew going into college. As a student athlete. Going all the way from eligibility requirements down to the mindset and the ability to be faithful over few and be appreciative of where you are. So I will be having that on Amazon. It's gonna be I'm gonna be selling it, getting that out to people, getting to schools, all that good stuff. So all of y'all getting a free copy. My homies, y'all getting a free copy, and then everybody that rock with us, if you hit me up, I might even get you a free copy too, maybe a little discount code. Trying to make sure I stay on my business tip now. Can't be giving out too much, Randy. Not too much free.
Can't get a game away.
Hey,
Can't get a game away for free.
You gonna sign mine before you send it? You gonna sign mine before you send it?
Thanks, bro. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
I want a personal note. I want to mention in the preface and something in the closing.
Dang.
You want a personal note? You said what? Say it again.
He basically said he want royalties. That's what he
want. You want royalties. Hey, you know what though? Hey, check if anybody has. This is funny you brought this up, bro. I'm trying to make this an NFT, so I'm gonna let that be known on the podcast. So if somebody knows, how to mint NFTs, I want to make this a digital asset so that when you buy the book, you can buy the book, buy the NFT. And when you buy it as an NFT, you make money off of every time the book is sold as an NFT. So if I sell it, you make money too with the royalties piece you talking about. So what I'm saying? I actually have been pondering that. It's probably gonna get done since I said it. Everything we said on the podcast happened. So
I mean, it is 2022.
It is 2022.
That's what we gotta do.
Year to now, man. Year to now. But let's talk a little bit about this health, man. We want to tap into this health aspect. And man, what are we doing right now, fellas, to mineralize our bodies to feed us? Because we know, a lot of times we over chemicalize our situations as people. We take a lot of different things. I lost y'all. Hold up. I clicked on the chat box. I almost lost everybody. All right. Over chemicalize ourselves. We be drinking energy drinks. We be, eating a lot of candy. We be doing just stuff to jump us up quick, or we try to put ourselves out with certain things. But what are we doing to naturally you know what I'm saying, feed our bodies. And like, you know, from my aspect, I know for me, like I used to do melatonin because I struggle with sleep. So there's that. You know, I struggle with sleep real bad. So I used to do melatonin. I kind of got away from it, but I need to get back on that. And that's kind of like a goal for me the next 30 days, get back on the melatonin so I get some more REM sleep. So anybody that's not doing that, you know, get on the melatonin with me. That's gonna be my new journey. But I know Jay Jones big on the ashwagandha. We was talking about
Big.
big on the ashwagandha.
Yeah.
We on that.
And let me tell you a story about Carrie. I told Carrie to call me at any time. Once I, you know, when we started the podcast, I was like, hey man, you can call me whenever. Talking about his sleep struggles. Whenever meant whenever to this man. It'd be 4 in the morning. Like, what's up, bro? I got an idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you write it down? Because I ain't gonna remember. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You could text that. You could text that.
whenever means whenever. Yeah, Carrie will call you whenever. But yeah, the ashwagandha. For me, like Carrie said, it kind of relaxes me. So I struggle with sleep too. Like at night, I don't know, my brain be sometimes on 100. So the ashwagandha kind of calms me down. I take 2 before. Well, I take 2 in the morning. You know, because life can be stressful, work can be stressful, but it kind of keeps you mellow. And then I take 2 before I go to bed, and it just kind of helps me chill out. When I lay down, I could be watching TV, and I can just feel my body just relaxing. So that's what it does for me. So I know Nate, you said you tried the ashwagandha too. So
I like it. You definitely right, man. I felt very calm throughout the day. I was that's a little different for me. I'm usually not wired, but my nerves is bad, man. People be getting on my nerves. So. But I'm gonna tell y'all another trick though for sleep, definitely for sleeping, and I give all this credit to the wife. Meditate before you go to bed. I think she uses the Headspace app is what it is. That or like something off of YouTube, like 10-15 minute videos. I never finished the videos, bro. Straight up. We get in the bed, she put one on. I'm sitting there, I'm talking, I'm doing whatever. Then I wake up and I'm like, dang, it's about 4:30 in the morning. What happened? It works, man. Like, so really get into your meditation bag.
What's the call? What's the app called?
Headspace.
Headspace. Look, she's sitting on the couch and she's trying to clown me right now. Last night, this is real story, real time. It works. Okay. Last night we sitting down, we stretching. She threw on one of the meditations, doing some hip stretches, hamstrings, and I was doing a anterior hip flexor stretch. So I'm laying face down, and I woke up like 30 minutes later. I was like, oh my God, like, I've been knocked out there on the floor. So really, the meditation does work. But the Headspace app, YouTube channels, it's countless channels, you know. So go out there and find somebody. But it does help out a lot. Right, it centers you. Everything that they say. I wake up, I feel better, I feel rested.
Absolutely.
To be even more direct to what you just said, Nate. I don't think we realize as people when you say it centers you, puts everything in this right spot and it's centered, everything is aligned. I think that's your mental, your physical, and your spiritual. Now, everything is calm and you can go to sleep, you can pass out, you can be knocked out because everything is centered, everything is in its right spot. And you're not, what most of us tend to do is stress or overthink or whatever. So our mind is here, our spirit is here, you know, and our body is in remote mode where it's trying to keep going or whatever. But when you get everything centered, and it's easy to fall asleep.
Yeah.
And I struggle with that too. Like people know I'm up all the time, but you are right. When stuff is centered, when everything is aligned, and I'm calm, or if I'm reading and I'm calm, I think that's the whole part of meditation is calm everything down, get everything back in its spot. So when everything comes back in the spot, then like you said, you wake up like, oh man.
Man.
Yeah.
That's a big one too, though. Like you said, putting things in a spot. I like that because I think that was in the book Atomic Habits that we were reading. But paraphrase it. Dude was saying, don't assign the wrong things to the wrong places, right? Like your bedroom shouldn't be a place of stress.
Exactly.
And that's kind of what the help of meditation is. Like I shouldn't get into bed and then think about the things that stress me out. I shouldn't be associating sleep with being stressed out. I need to be able to relax and, you know, kind of put everything on the back burner. It's still there. You'll think about it tomorrow, but have your sanctuary where you can go in there and actually relax. Makes a huge difference, man.
Yeah, and like what you're talking about too with the bedroom piece, I was thinking like external. You got external cues in the bedroom that'll stress you out too. Because if your bedroom is messy, then
Mhm.
things being misplaced in the bedroom also translates to your mindset being misplaced in the bedroom. So it's like it works together. And I think coming from somebody that's like, I know for a fact I'm type A, so I know that it's like I work. I'm active. I learn through moving, and I tend to neglect, things like my bedroom. I tend to neglect getting centered that time because I constantly displace things to try to keep them going, But you have to have a balance. Like you have to be able to go back and center yourself and be patient. That's what I think about when you know what I'm saying. Nate, even as you was explaining it, I was like, man, I gotta calm down because like you have for real, because like you be thinking like, man, you get in your own thinking. Like I know probably more relaxed people they have to push themselves more, but I don't have to push myself. I have to actually slow myself down more. Like I gotta like be patient, take time, like understand that you need to control your breathing. You need to be, stretching. To stretch, Nate, is such a far fetched idea for me. Like I never, even when I was an athlete, bro. Like I used to stretch, but it was active stretching. Like, bro, I was in there dynamic warming up. But even stretching is a meditation in itself. Like to sit there and count as you stretch, like, bro, you have to be really present. Like you gotta really just like clear your mind. This is my time. I'm gonna give myself this time, give myself a space. Like that's big. That's like a natural steroid right there.
Stretching is one of the best forms of self care, bro. You get to really diagnose like, why do I feel like this? Right? Your back was hurting earlier, your shoulders, your neck, whatever it was, and you go through and you're like, oh my god, I tried to do this stretch and I could hardly move because these things are really so tight. It's stress in your body. That's really what it is. We stress every day. You hold it in your body. You have to have a time to relieve it, and it's gonna make everything better. I can go and teach a whole class and list all of the benefits of stretching. It's a lot of them. The most important though is stress management, is blood circulation. We're talking about what we're doing for our bodies, right? Get your body actually performing better. So
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a segment, bro. You're gonna have to have a stretching segment. We've neglected to tell everybody that Nate is a professional stretcher.
Yeah, right.
Tell everybody this that this man is literally that's what he does. So we might have to start letting people get up on game on that because there's a lot of benefits that I'm sure people could benefit from because everything's not about action. Sometimes it's about like that restoration, like that recovery, like getting yourself back right, keeping yourself right. Cause I'm a trainer, bro. I was telling my person this morning, my client, she was asking me something about like what she needed to do, and I was like, you have a lot of debt on your body, like your body's in debt. Like we trying to get your body out of debt because if we get you out of debt, like your bank account, your body out of debt, then we can build on it. But I can't continue to build on top of fatigue, like in, you know what I'm saying? Like if I do too much, you might freaking cardiac arrest or we never know. Pull muscles. We don't want to put you in a bad situation, so we gotta start with a clean slate. And that comes from recovery.
that's the perfect segue into what the wife just sent. It's a book called The Body Keeps the Score.
Mm,
Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma by Bessel van der Kolk.
I've
That's a
heard of that
name
one.
for you right there. Okay.
I've heard of that
But
one.
that's real, right? That's exactly what you just said. Your body, it doesn't forget. What you do to it, it's gonna stick around for a long time.
And they say because your body is mostly water, right? We mostly water beings. Water has perfect memory, so water
Hmm.
don't forget nothing. So they say water has been around since just recirculated. So your body's all water, yeah, don't forget nothing. So whenever you do something to it, like I'm listening to myself talk because I'm like, dang, last night, bro, just ate a whole bag of gummy bears. Body's not gonna forget. My body's not gonna forget all that sugar I ingested and what that's doing to my mind state, man. So it's like we gotta be present, and it's a battle, but I mean, it's just constantly just not doing too much. It's the balance. There's always gotta be a balance, but
Right.
don't go too far. Just be aware, and obviously awareness is not enough. You also got to execute, and we're gonna talk about that as well. But
I
yeah,
was
man,
trying to show y'all this what I take. This the ones I take. I don't know what y'all do.
the goalie ashwagandha gummies is Jay Jones
Yeah.
got right there. Mixed berry. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
It
So
sound
Shout
like
out
that's
to
just
the goalie brand.
sound like the
If
real
y'all looking
stuff.
for some ambassadors,
You
holler
for
at the
yeah.
boys.
I mean, I take them every two in the morning, two at night, and they do what they need to do. So shout out to us. Give us a sponsor.
They gonna call you and say you overdosing?
Nah, it's a hold on.
Hold on. Hey, and take more of
two gummies twice daily on the back. It said on the back, so I'm not overdosing. I better not be.
Wait, you said 2 gummies twice daily? Oh, twice daily. Okay.
Yeah, so in the morning and right before bed is what I do. So. But yeah, what are we segueing into? I'm sorry, I just wanted to show people.
Can I add one more thing to it? I don't think a lot of people ingest enough fiber. Because like I said,
yes.
We rolling so much, we moving so much, and it's kind of hard, unless it's plain, it's kind of hard to eat healthy or ingest enough fibers if you're moving so much. So I literally take a fiber grain like every day, and it's gonna gross some people out, but it's the truth. I have a doctor, this black lady doctor, who just told me, she said, when you have enough fiber in your body, it pushes everything through even better. And she's like, you'll know when you have enough fiber and you're basically eating right because you have a long stool and then it breaks. And she said, you might have one drop after that, and then you should be able to wipe very easily and leave. And it's crazy because that is so true, bro.
Yeah.
That should be a goal in life to have easy wipes. I don't think you want hard wipes. So
bro,
y'all definitely, if y'all don't take nothing away from us today, definitely go for easy wipes.
Man, easy wipes. Yeah. Or she's gonna have to get a bidet. You gotta get a
Y'all ever used a bidet?
Nah, bro.
I'm a little freaked out.
I don't see how people do it. Like it
looks like a very interesting experience. One that I don't think I'm up for right now.
I think where that phrase "tickle your fancy" comes from.
All right, so it looks like we're ready to segue.
Whoa!
The next.
What are we talking
about? Awareness. So, DeMarcus, what was you talking about with awareness, man, and just kind of the day and age we in right now? Your ideas behind that.
We talk about a lot on this podcast about being aware of yourself, your mindset, your situations, and everything. I personally believe, and I had a personal conversation with Nate. We were conversing about it, and I believe I don't know about everywhere, but especially in America, I believe there's a progression gap that's happening to where, yes, people are becoming aware of their situation and depression and mental issues and whatever. But we also got to talk about the next step, because the gap is going to be so big to where we're going to become reliant on people who have progressed to the next step. And what I mean is, even in depression, there's a stage to where you accept and move on. Like if you just stay in the depressed state, you will be depressed and be dealing with that depression forever. Find a professional, find a way to move forward. I hate to use an old saying because it has such a negative connotation to it, but people used to say, okay, that happened, now move on.
Right.
Acknowledge it, yes, become aware of it. Wherever you got to tweak to make it work, to fix, or however you brothers want to put in on that. But we have to get to that next step of progression. Because if we don't progress, we stand still. You stand still, you're being left behind. You're being left behind, you're going to end up getting lost.
So I want to chime in on this one because I actually educated people on, their mental health. So what we usually do, we find, it's kind of like a treatment plan. I talked to Carrie about it. So we find 3 triggers. If we're talking about depression, we start off, we educate them about depression, and then we find 3 triggers to their depression. Then that's the first step. Second step, we do 3 coping skills for depression. So we find 3 triggers, like what's triggering you, what's happening, what's in life, what's 3 things you could say triggers your depression. Because when those come up, you should know, like, hey, this is something that triggers my depression. Then we do coping skills. Then after that, we talk about success and barriers. So we go from triggers to teach coping strategies to, we ended off with like, how did you succeed and what were barriers to coping with depression? So from there, we kind of, it's not a time limit on it because you really can't put time limits on depression, but just them being educated on it, a lot of people don't even know that they're depressed. So it's like, they just live in it. Right. So when we teach them, it kind of opens their eyes like, wow, I didn't know I was depressed. I didn't know that triggered my depression. I didn't know that coping strategy, So once they learn it, we try to kind of like you're saying, DeMarcus, we try to make them more independent in the world. We're like, all right, try, working now. If you have anxiety, your triggers, your coping strategies, let's go to work. Let's get a job. You know what's going on. So let's go out there, try to get a job, be more independent. Don't let your mental health stop your life. So
yeah. Can you go through those stages again? Because I'm telling you, even on Instagram or stuff that we watch and people that we listen to, I don't think that's explained enough. I think everybody needs to be aware and understand that, oh yes, you're depressed, but it's like you're depressed, and then it's like, okay, what's next? And then people stay there, man. When people stay there, it's hurt. It's a thing that me and Jared talked about a long time ago. When text messages first started, everybody was using shorthand, and we were like, that's going to cause illiteracy. That's going to cause where people can't write papers. Now, today, Kara's a teacher. Nate deals with people. People can't write. They literally can't write papers. Like they don't even know what to put period. Exactly. Kids can go home to their parents and they literally won't see the grammatical, imperfections in their paper because of what happened so long ago. And I see it now. Like I believe this is going to have some lasting effects in the future. So if you could you go over those again, just to put it out there so people can hear?
Yeah, like I said, we educate them on their mental health. So we educate them on their depression. So we teach them, ways that you feel, ways that you can get out of the bed. We try to teach them hobbies and everything. And then we go from triggers, what triggers your depression. Then we go to coping strategies. And then we talk about success and barriers. So we talk about success so they can be like, oh yeah, so I did get better. And then we talk about barriers because they know this is what I need to get better at. So the success kind of gives them hope. And then the barriers is like, this is what we're still working on. So that's just something we do at my job because it's a lot of people that don't even know what's going on. They just lay in bed like, I don't want to get up. I just can't get up. And you're like, that's you might be depressed. What's some other things you're dealing with? And then when they tell us, it's like, okay, yeah. So we try to get them hooked up with like psychiatrists or, mental health hospitals that can actually diagnose them. And then from there, that's what we do. We educate them to make them more independent, in life. So we try to get them jobs and everything. So we try to not let them be stagnant because if nobody teaches them, they just, like you said, they lay in depression. So.
And that kind of makes me think about, like, y'all been seeing Kanye lately, like the stuff he been talking about. Kanye been I don't know what got into that, but well, he's the same thing. He's saying Kanye, but so what's been happening is he been talking and he said something that was like, in this video game I posted on the page. He said in this video game of life, you press two buttons. You press either love or fear in every situation. You press either love or fear. And that it makes me think of when you guys do what you do with the, talking about the triggers and like knowing what's true, right? That's the truth. The truth is I'm triggered by this. Boom. All right. So if it's true, I can't be afraid of it being true. And that's the part that the awareness comes into play. If I'm afraid of my truths and I'm running from them and I'm telling myself lies, then I confuse myself. And that's why I don't even know I'm depressed, because I'm afraid of something I don't know I'm afraid of. It's like I'm constantly running away from something constantly. And it's like they say like a drape go over your body, like a clear drape of depression. Just covers you. You don't even know you're there. You just lock behind it. So going into like what you were saying with awareness, DeMarcus, and taking the awareness and moving that into like, us actually, making things happen, doing what we're supposed to do, taking accountability for the problems we got. I mean, the generation is different. I mean, this is a generation of, everybody knows all the complaints. Everybody knows all the problems. Everybody's well aware. And they're even making, billions of dollars off of the problems. You know what I mean? Like, for black people, every time a black person died from police brutality, people get racked up. They pockets be lit. Like, they be just fat. And the reason why is because people get intoxicated with the issues, but they don't really want to dive into the solutions. And nobody really want to get the real solving done because everybody loves the problem. And it's like, to me, that's like, you're afraid of what we actually can do. Like, you're afraid of looking at it from like, what's the problem? How do I fix it? Can I fix it right now at this moment? Who do I need to recruit to fix it? Where do we go? You know what I mean? Like, I may not be able to do it by myself. Some people don't really want to deal with that because I think it's a lot of ego too. Everybody want to be on top of the hill. So if you want to be on top of the hill, you can't admit your problems sometimes because you don't want other people to see them. It's just like, it's so many facets to a lack of awareness that could really like be detrimental to the growth of you, the growth of who you rock with, your family. It's like you have to truthfully say, well, what are my barriers? Like Jay John was saying, what are my barriers? What is keeping me from moving forward? And keep it around. I'll tell y'all a quick little story about my job as a teacher. I'm not. I didn't go to school for teaching, and I've become a teacher through like literally working, like what I'm saying, just skill, like beating on my craft. And my appraisers, which are the people that come in and watch me teach to tell me how I'm doing, they'll come in and they'll write about how I'm doing. They'll leave it on my desk. It'll be like an admin or something like that. And whenever I get a bad appraisal, or I haven't got a lot of them, but if I get any type of nicks on an appraisal, I take it and I put it on my wall in my little file cabinet, bro, straight up, and I look at it because whatever I didn't do, bro, I'm not doing the same thing again. So I already know my questioning ain't strong enough, like it's supposed to be as a teacher. All right, cool. So every time I look into that cabinet, I see my questioning was not there. Boom. Today I'm asking questions. I'm asking good questions too. I'm not finna get caught lacking in the same way, and it makes me a stronger person because of that. I'm not afraid of the things I'm not good at, and I think that's what people need to really be looking at. If you got a problem in your relationships, you and your wife, you keep telling you're not telling me what's going on, you're not communicating with me, then you need to take the accountability, bro, and figure out a way to communicate better. Like ask her and get some feedback and stop sweeping under the rug and thinking that because something else is real good, we ain't gonna talk about that. Because something else is real good, you think you're gonna be able to get past that. It's not gonna work like that. You're gonna have to deal with that. You're gonna have to confront that.
That's super real, bro. I think the big word there is fear. All right.
I was just
You fear the unknown, you fear change, you fear being considered less than perfect, whatever it is. But those are all just opportunities to grow. All right. These opportunities to get better. You have to take the awareness, especially like the example you giving, Gary, when people are giving you criticism, take the criticism for what it is, right? They didn't necessarily tear you down and say, oh man, you a terrible teacher, blah, blah, blah. Nah, they just pointed to spots you can get better in. So if you get better, you're helping yourself, right? I think that goes with anything. So tying that back into the like whether it's depression or just mental health period that we're talking about, if and this is just to me, like I'm not the mental health expert. I kind of lead that more than John, right? But if you're aware of things that are hindering your life, wouldn't you want to improve those? Right? Even if you don't know like why this is coming up. If something hits me where it's like, man, my whole world shuts down and that's actually leading to 5 more problems in my life, wouldn't I want to change that situation instead of always going through it? So be aware, take the action steps that you need to, whether that's the educational part for sure. But what you're talking about as far as seeing your successes, I think that's really the biggest one because a lot of times we minimize our success. Right? A lot of times we really accomplish things, whether it's like great acts or anything, or just small accomplishments, but we just really forget about it. I know that's one thing that I'm kind of guilty of. I never celebrate anything that I've done because I view it as if I'm going to do something, the success is the expected outcome. So if I was successful, okay, cool, I did it the right way. That's what I was supposed to do. Move on. I look at all of the bad more and say, dang, like I had a shortcoming. I wasn't perfect on this, whatever it is. And it doesn't really screw me up, but that's just where my focus is. Right. I think if we kind of start shifting that into celebrate our success in spite of our shortcomings, now you have more to build on.
Yeah, I think the fact that you focus more on success, you actually focus more on success because you expect it. You expect that outcome. So when you don't reach it, your focus is still on success. It's just that what do I have to tweak to get back to my path of success? Mm-hmm. And they had my sister sent me something. It's probably from E.T. because she loves E.T. But not E.T. the movie. What's his name? Eric Thomas.
Eric Thomas, yeah.
Yeah, she loves Eric Thomas. But he had a thing where he was like, practice doesn't make perfect. We need to stop putting that out there. There's nothing perfect on a consistent basis. Practice makes you better. But it's the focus of the success of still trying to make you better. And I think a lot of social area, is not focused on success. So when they meet those, there's more failures than success anyway. So when they hit a failure, then they stay in that failure mind state and they never reach the success. Because if you just tweak a couple of things, you don't know how close you are to success anyways. But I think that's one of those things about the awareness. Like, you're aware that you didn't make it. Well, now you got to push forward and see how to make it, or where you got to tweak to keep going. Like, don't just give up, but you got to tweak a couple of things.
And that's why we do. Oh no, I'm saying that's why we do success and barrier, like you're saying. Like, exactly. For depression, a success can be getting out of the bed and making you something to eat. Mm-hmm. That can be, we can celebrate that. But a barrier can be, I'm scared to go outside. So if we just celebrate, hey, you got out the bed, made cereal in the morning. We build on that barrier though, like you said. You succeeded in this, but we also need to work on this. Yeah. So like our clients, I just seen so much growth. I've been here for about two years, and I see a lot of clients that go from homeless to not wanting to do anything to working. So it's the celebrating success things help them a lot.
And anything,
I don't think it's just for people who have mental issues.
Yeah, you can use that. I was talking to Carrie about our treatment plans, and in general, like for life, and they work. So
we all have mental issues if you really want to break it down.
It's true.
We all, like, that's why when I was working as a mental health professional, that was probably the biggest takeaway I got from that job, is learning that we all could benefit from what mental health professionals do for the clients. And when you talking about like the success, it's important that we understand that success is anything that advances you forward. So anytime you go forward and you got better, it's success. I got something I say to my kids in my 7th period class specifically. I be telling them, because they at the end of the day, they be ready to go home. I be like, look, I know y'all wild. I know y'all ready to go. I'm like, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all sweaty, all that, whatever. I need 1% better today than you was before you walked in here. And they be looking at me and they be like, man, 1%. So I can just do a little bit of something and leave. I be like, no. That means you gotta be 1% better than before you walked in here. So what if you gave me yesterday and you come in here, you have to do a little bit better than that every day. And some of my kids, it really get like, it sticks for them. It's like, okay, well, 1% is success. So I ain't gotta be just killing it all the time. I just need to get better. And that celebrating those successes, it's big for people psychologically. Like, they have some type of, I did something today. People need that. And when you're talking about awareness, like we were just talking about with that balance, bro, it's like awareness makes your intentions pure. Like you talking about ET taught me that. He was talking about like how Tom Brady, he said Tom Brady's intentions on why he was great was different than other guys. Like, other guys was focused on, being the best quarterback ever and blah, 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 whatever. But Tom Brady was focused on making the Patriots organization know that they got the best guy they could have possibly got, and let the whole NFL know, y'all shouldn't have got me picked last. Like, I was the last one in the draft. Y'all should have, I'm going to make y'all pay. And his intentions made him move different. So when you got awareness and you know what your barriers are, you know what your strengths are, you got a full spectrum, your intention is going to be totally different. Your purpose for what you're doing is different. It's different than other people, because other people are not aware of what their barriers are. They don't know what, they can't celebrate nothing. So they constantly deferring their successes, and they don't even know what they've done already. You know what I'm saying? That's not good either, because if you don't know what you've done already, then sometimes you self-sabotage. So it's big to be aware, bro. So we gotta consistently preach that and practice it as people, because ain't no way around life being what it is. Like, it is what it is. The truth is going to literally set us free. Like, we got to be able to face it, take our successes, you know what I'm saying? Be thankful that we got a home, we got food, you know what I'm saying? We got money, we got gigs, we got, businesses, all that. Like, thank God. I got my babies, thank God. Like, hey, know what you're supposed to be doing in this world, man. Be pure. But pivoting a little bit, right? What's some my mental health expert, man? What you got for this, man? Some mental exercises we using to sharpen our swords, man. What are we doing to make ourselves?
I've been kind of trying to use more grounding techniques. Just kind of staying in the moment, because like y'all said, thinking ahead sometimes just stresses me out. Like, if you try to think 2 weeks ahead, or you try to think 2 paychecks ahead, you be like, but what about this? What, you just never know what's gonna happen. So, I try to stay in the moment right now. I try not to think so far ahead. And even reading my Bible, it tells you not to worry about tomorrow, you know? So with me right now, I'm just grounding. I'm just trying to like just enjoy the moment, enjoy where I'm at. Like you just said, the having the roof over my head, having food in my refrigerator, even though I don't cook it. Just stuff like that. Stuff like that. I just enjoy the day. Like after each day, I try to find something that you know I enjoy. Like, man, that was great. Even start saying instead of saying I'm going to work, you know, I get to go to work. I'm happy to go to work. Yeah. Stuff like that. So just the small things you can say to make your day better.
There's something to that analogy that even I've learned that we all should kind of take from this. But I was somewhere and I got taught this while I was teaching this to a younger person. Like everybody wants to record everything. Everybody wants to record everything. But in the midst of recording something, you missed a moment.
I just told my mom that yesterday. We were just talking about that, the volleyball game. She wanted me to record the game. I'm like, I'm not recording this volleyball game. I'm finna watch the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You missed a moment. So like you said, being grounded and just enjoying the moment and taking it in for yourself and stop worrying about the next thing. Or I know they could be contradictory in some things, but there's a lot of stuff you need to just be grounded in and just enjoy what's going on right now. So
be where your feet are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Be where your feet are at, man. You gotta appreciate all the opportunities we get, right? Like, think about it, bro. I know it's Black History Month, for one. We ain't even talking about Black History Month. But I know us as Black people here in America, we can always focus on things are not great, things can be better, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying this to just big up America or anything. I'm saying this to help us out mentally. If we want to make comparisons, let's look at the rest of the world, bro. It's people getting moved around because their country finna get invaded. It's people going through all kind of stuff that we don't have to actually think about on a day-to-day basis. Mm-hmm. Really, most days, my biggest stress is like, I don't know what I'm gonna eat tonight. And it's not because I don't have food, it's because like Jarrell said, I'm not gonna cook the food that's in there. I don't know if my wife wants to cook the food in there. Hang out, does she want to go to Chick-fil-A today? Are we gonna go sit down and eat somewhere? Like, what's the deal? That's really what I worry about. That's a great stress to have, bro.
Right.
So when you really shift your perception on things and you just look at, I don't want to say just how much worse things can be, because you don't want to just say everybody else is in this horrible situation. But look at your situation, appreciate how good it is. And that to me makes things more valuable, more worth it.
Yeah. It goes to that same thing. Like like you said, be where your feet are, taking the camera away from whatever, like enjoying where you at. Because if you don't know what's going on over there, if you're not so focused on what's going on over there and you focus on yourself, like I love that. Like I'm finna start saying that. Be where your feet are. Like that has a lot to it. There's a lot to that. A lot of good too.
Right. And like we're not saying don't plan for,
yeah.
Like, we're not, don't take it the wrong way. Like, oh well, I can just live today and still plan, still have your clothes ready for work in the morning. You can do stuff like that, but enjoy the moment is what we're saying. So.
And that's part of being where your feet are too at the same time, though, because if you are planning, then you're where you at, making a legitimate plan from the spot you're in right now versus looking further ahead and assuming things like, no, I know where I'm at and I know what I'm going to need for the rest of this week, for the rest of this month, the rest of this year. And then so like my uncle told me, because I remember he used to ask my uncle, like super yogi dude, like he told me he wanted to be on the podcast, but we're gonna get you on here. We'll get you on here. But he told me he wanted to kind of let me know the real benefits of meditation, like how you really supposed to meditate. And he was like, when you meditate, he's like, you're supposed to empty your mind and not think about anything. You know what I'm saying? Just be like where you are. Marcus, why do you do that, bro? You mean
remind yourself.
I'm doing that. I am going to boycott you from doing that. Like, bro, do not do that.
You're reminding yourself.
Yeah, but nah.
You can look back on that. You can look
be
back
on my focus, bro. My phone be ding. I'll be like, But nah, for real though, be present though. You gotta be present. And, you know I'm ADD, bro. And then also note taking. So this is my mental exercise for y'all. Take notes. Take notes. And I know it's like real schoolish for people. Everybody wasn't a school person, but I think when I learned how to properly, I guess what you call, some people call it Cornell note taking, or like just paraphrasing things that you hear. Like I keep my phone on me at all times to not to talk to people, to take notes. Like I got my notes app open, like the docs. I got a docs app and I got the notes app, and I like quickly write things that I hear. So like y'all say something here, I got notes here that I've taken, and I take every time we go on the podcast, and I take those and put them in my phone, and they
I
stay
think
there.
I think DeMarcus is coming back at you because you just told him not to do that.
But DeMarcus just texted us. Keep a note app on
That's his
you.
note.
I don't need to hear what we just said on my phone as a D. That's just all I'm saying. Get your own notes
Hey,
app. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. But
I want to say something because we said something about Mike Tomlin last time, DeMarcus, but that man hired Brian Flores talking about Black history. I just know. I just want. He hired.
I got the information wrong because I got that like straight from the source, where they were like, he's never hired a black assistant, or maybe they were talking about a coordinator, but
well, he just did that. You know what I'm saying? He just did that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that came out like yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, yesterday he just did that.
So Brian Flores
has he ever hired anybody else black?
Huh?
He's not a head coach. He's a defensive assistant, linebacker coach, I think.
Yeah, senior defensive assistant.
So is the case still ongoing? Or?
You got
in NFL
you got that message I sent y'all, right, Kerry? Like the NFL that's a chess move. That's a major chess move.
Well,
you already know that that's not finna turn into nothing major. You do something like that lawsuit just to make some headlines. You're not gonna win that case against the NFL.
Well, I'm talking about the way they decided to defend it. Like,
yeah.
You walk in the courtroom and see her on
we
the side,
racist.
like,
watch this, black lady. Go ahead out there and talk to this black lady and tell her we racist.
Yeah,
come on.
And the reason why I say chess move is like seriously, and Gerald Carey, one of y'all said that sometimes they'll use our women against us, but that's literally a chess move. Like everybody knows the queen is quote unquote the strongest piece on the chessboard, but everybody can die as long as the king's still standing. And that's what they did. Like they put the queen out there. Like, okay, let's see if y'all can beat her.
Well,
she's very well respected, very well paid, very well everything. I would like to know. I would like to sit down with her and like, why did you take this?
Because the NFL is one of the biggest businesses in America, and like you got to know the game you playing. We talked about this. You got to know the game you playing. They play a different game, brother. They play a different game. They play a different game.
Billable hours finna look like.
Yeah, that's a different game, brother. So you know what I'm saying? Hey, Mr. Flores, make sure you got your gig. Hey, understand where you stand and do that. And they need to understand that if they have to do that, then there's gonna this like we talk about. There's smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire, dog. So hey, there's more to come, and people need to be alert. But just understand how we can win. How can we win out here? How can we win in this world? You win in this world through, again, like we talked about, awareness, man. Know where you at right now. Know where you at right now. That is how you do not get lost in the sauce. Don't be stuck in your ego. Don't be stuck in no pride. Don't be self-shaming yourself. No extra doubt. Just be real about where you at, and let's make some real progress. You know what I'm saying? So, what y'all got for the people, man? How can we unlock? How can we unlock that light within us right now on a February 20th, 11:03 for the brothers? How can we unlock that? How can we unlock that light? Yes, sir. How can we unlock that light today?
We can be where your feet are.
As he read that from his notes.
Where your feet are. Be there. Be there.
Effort, man. That's always the key word. Effort. Just try, bro. Ain't gonna be perfect. Just give it a shot. Right? You never know. Like going back to the practice thing too, right? I've heard it from some coach. I've heard it from, I don't know, but it's not that practice makes perfect. They said it as perfect practice makes perfect. But I'm just gonna say intentional practice makes you better. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it is, because you're never gonna get it perfect. You're never gonna do anything the exact right way. Every rep's gonna look a little bit different. All of those things we can say, from the sports mindset. But if you're trying and you have an intention to get better, you're going to get better. Right. Something you're gonna work on. Like straight up, when we went to college, I was not a great pass blocker. Right. I had never pass blocked the way that they do in the NFL, the way that colleges do. It was completely different for me in high school. I every day went to practice and said, okay, I'm just gonna work on this. It was some days where I go out there and give up like 5, 6 sacks in a practice. But I got better actually at working on my technique. So when I put it all together, I wasn't giving up a sack when it came time to a game. So,
you can play for the Bengals.
I could play for the Bengals O-line right now. I can do the very same thing that some of those guys are doing. Out of shape and sitting on the couch. I could jump out there and earn a check.
I don't want people to miss what you just said, though, Nate, because you said technical technique. That is big. If you focus your intentions on the technique of what you do, that is going to take you so much farther in life than just relying on, the ebbs and flows of things. Like technique, there's always a technical aspect of everything. So if you rest your laurels on the technique that you have, then things will go better at some point. It will get better.
I'd even add to that and say, when you say levels, right? Every level is going to require new technique, because that's really the example for that. For me, coming out of high school, I played at a great high school. We were cold, all of that. My coach that I played for in high school coaches in the league right now. It's not that we didn't have a good coach or anything. It's just that it wasn't required of us to do some of those different techniques. We're just better than people. So what I knew worked in high school, it wasn't going to work in college. So for me to get better to the next level, like, okay, cool. And guess what? One of those coaches saw it in me and said, hey, I think this guy can do this. I think this guy can adapt to these techniques. So you have to look at that and reward people when they take a chance on you, right? You have to reward them by putting the work in. So you want to grow, you want to go to the next level.
I also like how you said, what Nate just said. I don't want people to miss that either. There's a difference in trying and trying with intention. Like the intention part is real dominant when it comes to just trying and trying with intention. Because I think some people will give a effort and just to say that they tried, or just say that they did something. But if you have that intention to succeed, or intention to be better, or intention to learn whatever it is that you're putting forth your efforts to, then you're going to meet some sort of success more than you just predominantly fail. So trying with intention.
And you'll meet that resilience. My bad, Jarrell, before you go. And you'll meet that resilience, and you will power through that with intention, because you already intended on doing something. So you knew what was going to come with it, but you going for the intended purpose. So even if you pass up some other stuff, you get to the intended purpose and say, okay, I met my objective. Go ahead, Jay Jones.
No, that's kind of what I was gonna say. Like, enjoy the small success, but know the barriers of reaching your goal. So like, give yourself a little clap on the back, tap on the back, little small claps, but also know the barriers to reaching your goal. So like, and don't quit. Like y'all all saying, basically just summarizing everything. You can take small steps to get to the goal. You're not gonna go from 1 to 100 in one day. Well, some people do, but most people don't. So just don't give up.
Yeah. Unless you invested in some stocks, man, you ain't going from 1 to 100. Now them stocks, they like to go to 500, depending on which one you're in.
Drop on you the very next day.
Yeah, Bitcoin Cash. You remember last time I was talking about Bitcoin Cash, I had to put it out. It dropped like $60-something in 2 weeks. Yeah, it ain't been good. It ain't been good.
Buy the dip. Always buy the dip.
Buy the dip, though. That's true, because it's gonna go back up. It should go back up.
We're gonna have some of that teaching in the Light Institute. Jay Jones gonna be teaching y'all stocks in the Light Institute. He'll teach y'all buy the dip.
Buy the dip. Look at the graph. If it's doing that, if it's a straight line down, hey, go ahead. That's on sale. That's on sale. Get it on sale.
Yeah, we're gonna have him teaching by the dip. Mr. Lifton go teaching freight. We're gonna have Nate teaching sports betting. All right, so y'all go ahead.
Hey, shout out to the Rams. We gonna talk about sports betting. Let's shout out to the LA Rams. Congrats on the Super Bowl. Thank y'all paying off those futures bets.
Man,
I lost on the Bengals, right? But I was just putting it out there because it was such a great number. I put some money on Cooper Kupp, and I'll be, I won on Cooper Kupp being the MVP.
It should have been Aaron Donald though. It should have been Aaron Donald.
Nah.
That last drive was Cooper Kupp.
I thought it was going to be Aaron Donald. I didn't know it was Cooper Kupp till the next day.
Aaron Donald was killing everybody that game. Couldn't nobody block that man. Did he?
Can't nobody block him ever in any
Actually,
game.
they had
It
a
takes
good
3
scheme
people.
at the beginning, but then when the Rams found out what they were doing to Aaron Donald, they were like, "Oh, okay, we'll just move him over here." Now what?
Yeah, you can't always
put 3 people on him now.
That's facts.
Literally had 3 people blocking him the whole game.
That's so like I don't think actual like non-football players realize how amazing that truly is. Aaron Donald is the greatest defensive lineman who has ever played football.
Absolutely.
I've never been in a pregame. I've never been in an install meeting where coach has been like, all right, everybody, coach highlight this guy. He a stud. This guy's a stud. Watch out for him this week. Oh, yeah, that guy a 2-star. I ain't worried about that. Aaron Donald has people scheming to block him with 3 people.
And
it's not working.
It is not working. They get beat. They give up sacks.
Yeah, I was just saying, if you heard from the last podcast, I believe he gets double teamed at least 70% of the time. And he wins over 28% of the time. That's ridiculous.
Stupid.
You better not have the audacity to think you got one player from the block, Aaron Donald. Embarrass that young man. But man, so we've been on this thing for a little bit, man. Y'all appreciate y'all as always, my brothers. We brought some gems for y'all. Everybody, make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on all platforms. We on Twitter, we on Facebook, we on Instagram, we on Discord. I mean, what are we not on right now? YouTube, we on everything. So just show love,
MySpace, Black Planet.
Oh man, you
yeah, Black Planet.
AOL Messenger.
I know why. But yeah. All right, y'all, we out.
All right.
All right. So now,